Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. Bulls 27, Saracens 16. A very, very interesting game in the Rugby Championship Cup with Saracens discipline really being their undoing. A really poor display from them, must be said. From a discipline point of view, 3 cards, 2 yellows and a red. There was a yellow card as well to the Bulls, but just not really good enough in the end from Saracens, who are a side that will be looking to try and win this competition. And yet today, just were never really at the races, except when they actually got the red card, to believe in the photo, where they actually woke up and started to actually compete and play rugby and almost mounted a bit of a comeback towards the end. But before we break down exactly what happened with the game, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Right. It all started pretty well for the Bulls. A second-minute try from David Currie, and the all-flow game, the skill set we're seeing from this Bulls side is special. It's very new to what we used to see from a Bulls side, but yeah, what a performance they're starting to put together. What sort of a team is going over here. Jan Goosen added the extras before Owen Farrell got 3 points back. Goosen then took 2 penalty goals to make it 13 points to 3. Owen Farrell cutting that down to 13 points to 6. Then things went a little bit haywire. Alex Good got a yellow card. It didn't really affect the game in the end because there were no points scored whilst he was off. But Mario Toja, yellow card in the 37th minute. Janko Swanepoel going over just before half-time. And suddenly the Bulls were in the driving seat. 20 points to 6 at half-time. They were in the right position. The biggest thing about that is you then start the second half well. You start that second half well, all of a sudden, you're on the front foot and it's easy to sort of get going. And they did just that. Kane Moody going over in the 47th minute. 2 tries, by the way, ruled out from the Bulls. They would have been brilliant tries. Forward passes were the cause. Not entirely sure that the law is being enforced properly in some of those calls. But Moody went over in the 47th minute. Goosen adding the extras. 27 points to 6. You're thinking Saracens are well and truly out of it. Then Billy Vunipola gets a red card. Pretty easy red card as well, I think. Going over off his feet, shoulder first, making contact with the head and also the chin and region of Cameron Honeycomb. Just wasn't really good enough for Billy Vunipola and a player of his caliber. But they didn't stop there. The Saracens, they kept going, and Elliot Daly went over for a pretty nice try in the 61st minute. Owen Farrell missing those points there. I think he had about 5 points out there, or 4 points out. Because they also missed the McFarlane try in the 71st minute when Swanepoel got a yellow card. So, yeah, the Bulls right at the end pushing to try and get a winning bonus point. The Saracens were pushing for a losing bonus point. Neither of them achieving that. But if you look at some of the stats, territory-wise, 53% for the Bulls, 47% for Saracens. Possession, 46-54 in favor of Saracens. But in the last 10 minutes of the game, 71% possession for Saracens. Shows you how they really did turn things around and gave it a bit of a go. Scrums were quite iffy. The Bulls dominated a couple. In general, they were quite shaky. The lineouts for the Bulls were pretty flawless. A couple of lineouts lost for Saracens. When it comes to the attack, Bulls, far more post-contact meters. 7 line breaks compared to Saracens, none. Turnovers lost from the Bulls. They weren't great at the breakdown. 17 lost compared to just the 7 from Saracens. But it's a disciplined game. And Bulls conceded more penalties, ironically. That was also right towards the end. And 1 yellow card. But Saracens, 2 yellow cards, a red card, 13 penalties conceded. It's tough to win games like that. Also defensively, maybe Currie could have been a bit better. 78%, missing 32 tackles, making 111. Bulls making 101, missing 13. So yeah, in terms of individual players, Stefan Khan, Sean Maitland, Kane Moody, all with 7 carries. Kurt Lawrence, 3 line breaks. David Creel, 2 line breaks. Your big defenders, Cameron Honeycomb with 13 tackles. He also made, I think, about 8 carries. Jean-Martin Gonzalez with 14 tackles there. Jean-Martin Gonzalez, by the way, 5 turnovers won. I mean, what a game he had. What a player he is. Very, very special, and I'm very keen to see what he's going to do for Argentina in the years to come. Other stats, for example, if we look at, keeping on some of the big tacklers, Renard Ludwig making 11 tackles, Jamie George making 11. If we look at meters carried, for example, Kurt Lawrence, let's say with 108, Kane Moody 93, Lucio Cinti with a nice camera in the second half. He made 70 meters with ball in hand. But I think it was generally a very good overall performance from the Bulls. who have got a really good pack, and then some nice backline players to complement them. And they've got the nice mix of X factor with solidity. You know, you've got your players like Currie, who's X factor, Stephen Hunt, who's X factor. But you've got your solid players like a David Creel, who does the basics well. Varsity is kind of like the gel that sort of keeps it all together. Kanan Moody, who's a nice solid player. So it's a nice combination, I think. They built a really interesting squad. But let me know what you thought about the game down in the comments below. Please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steve. I'll chat to you soon.